Super. I think I've got you all. Ace. So just to repeat, we're going to start in a seated upright position. Your choice whether that's legs crossed or whether you would prefer to extend the legs forward in what we would formally call Tadasana. But it doesn't have to be, it can be just whatever is comfortable for you. You can choose hero pose, but most people don't like that. So I'm going to use a little bit of a bolster to support me. So let's just begin by finding a position that's comfortable, that feels as though you're supported. You would like ideally to have the sense that you're equally weighted through the sit bones and that you don't have a sensation of kind of rolling back and collapsing into the abdomen. So work with the breath a little to kind of lift the weight of the rib cage up off the belly. And we'll spend a few breaths rolling the shoulders back, aligning the top of the head parallel to the ceiling. You know your own posture. Notice if you've slipped into that tendency of leading with the chin. Ideally, we want to have the chin drawn back, the underside of the chin parallel to the floor. And I think it would be beneficial, even if you don't normally do it, to close the eyes tonight. Let's make sure that we do something mindful with the hands. So you might prefer to rest the backs of the hands to the insides of the thigh, palms turned up to the ceiling. And your choice whether you take a yoga mudra, which would be a shape of the hands to give an intention of what you want to bring in. So for me, I would like to ensure that I'm pulling in lots of positive energy this evening. So I'm going to make the mudra shape where we bring the tip of the thumb to cover over the fingernail of the index finger. And I'm just going to rest that both hands on the insides of the thigh. So we're relaxed, but we're creating this vortex of positive energy. So firstly, as we always do, begin to bring the focus to the breath, noticing the pace and the rhythm of your breath, paying particular attention to anywhere the breath might feel stuck this evening. Sometimes there's a little resistance to filling the lungs completely. So take your time until you feel happy that you come to one full, deep, uninterrupted breath in, followed by a long, steady breath out. So repeat that long, deep, uninterrupted breath in. Breath out can either be through the nose or through the mouth, whatever you're comfortable with. One last full breath rotation. We simply want to take our focus away from the breath, keeping the eyes closed. Just become aware of the space that surrounds you. If you're accustomed to meditating, you might feel there's almost like a little tingly ring around your whole body. You might feel those tingles a little amplified in the palms of the hands, particularly in this mudra. You may have a sense of the top of the head feeling a little warmer. To bring our full focus to a space about a foot above the top of the head. Visualize a bright golden light here. On that bright golden light, feel waves of heat, gentle warmth over the top of your head, over your ears, onto your shoulders, over the bridge of your nose, the tip of your nose. Feel that warmth gently oozing down through the back of the head, back of the neck, down through the length of the spine. Let's turn up the heat in that golden lamp above the top of our heads. And feel now as though you're being showered by golden light. That golden light cleansing your aura, removing any toxins, any negative energy from your auric field. Checking in every once in a while. Breath continues on that steady pattern. Deep breath in through the nose and long breath out, either through the nose or mouth. Now just allow this warmth to rain down over you, almost as though you're cocooned in a safe, protected bubble. And imagine that you can bring your focus to the space between your eyebrows. So bringing your full focus to that space between the eyebrows. There's no judgment here, there's no expectation here. You may become aware of the pinprick of light. You may see some sparkle. It may remain completely dark for you. I want you to focus until you can make out the outline of an eye. So bring a single eye into focus in that space between your eyebrows. And once you find that faint outline, imagine that you're slowly zooming back, away from that space, to observe the facial features the eye belongs to. You may be able to zoom out further to see the full body of the animal or the being who's chosen to appear for you this evening. And you can allow my words to wash over you as you tune into your spirit animal, your spirit guide. Just spend a moment getting to know them. You can ask their name. And most importantly, lean in to ask them what message they bring for you this evening. Thank your spirit animal, your guide, holding that wisdom that they've shared with you. Setting an intention that this evening's practice will honour your guide. That you will find some way to take that advice, that message they give to you, to empower and banish your practice. And bring your full attention back to the breath, turning your focus to the space at the tip of the nose, following the cool air from the tip of the nose along the nasal passages, following the warm air from the back of the nasal passages over the throat into the lungs. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, a slightly noisier breath out through the mouth. a deep breath in through the nose. Releasing this next exhalation with an audible sigh. Allow your breath to return to a natural, easy rhythm. Rather than blinking the eyes open here, for now just keep the eyes closed. If you're wearing glasses, take a moment to just pop the glasses on top of your head. As you bring your palms together, rub the palms together briskly to create heat again. There's been lots of warm things practice already tonight. When you have that heat between the palms of the hands, take a moment to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring the palms of the hands over your eyes, creating a darkness here. On a deep breath in, start to slowly slide the fingertips down through the forehead, over the eyebrows. On an exhale, trace the line of your jaw. Bring the hands to rest into Anjali Mudra in front of the heart. Again, keeping the eyes closed. Let's draw circles with the jaw, almost like a cow chewing the cud. Changing direction, taking those circles the opposite way. Separate the hands from that Anjali Mudra and gather your hands around the shoulders to give yourself a warm embrace. Take a deep breath in through the nose, an audible sigh as you exhale. Then blink the eyes open. Let's bring the hands to an interlock. We're going to place this interlock behind the back of the head. So we're cradling the back of the head. I want you to just draw the thumbs down through the length of the back of the neck in a little massaging action. So you're just pushing the thumbs into that space, just easing any tension, creating some release here. Then come back into that full interlock, widen the elbows. Press the back of the head into the palms, keeping the heart space open. Keep hold of the head. Inhale to lift the rib cage from the belly. Exhale to gently lead that right elbow down towards the floor. On the next inhalation, turn your gaze up towards the left elbow, opening and widening the elbows. Exhaling to engage the core, returning the head to center. On an inhale, another deep breath in to lengthen. On the exhale, draw that left elbow down towards the floor. Inhaling to draw the gaze towards the right elbow, opening wide through the chest. Exhaling to engage the core, bringing the head back again to center. Once more, resting the full weight of your head into the palms of the hands. Then separate the fingers, bring left palm, then right palm on top of the crown of your head. No pressure needed here. Once more, widening the elbows, lifting the weight of the sternum, softening the shoulders, drawing the shoulder blades together, engaging the core. Reposition the hands now. Another interlock, but this time underneath the chin. So almost as though you're resting the chin onto the fingers. On an inhale, lift the elbows up. On an exhale, draw the elbows back together. It's a bit like bellows, as if you're stoking a fire. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, engage the core, bellows. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One further round. Inhale. Exhale. release the hands back down onto the thighs. And for those of us who've started this practice with a cross leg position, just take a moment to switch the cross leg over. So we've got opposite foot in front or behind. And if you started on a bolster or a cushion, just take a moment to ease yourself off that extra height, reconnecting the sit bones into the earth, realigning the back of the head with the tailbone. Now bring the hands either side of the hips. For now it might just be elbows fingertips touching. Inhale to squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears. As you exhale, shrug the shoulders away. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up. A little more control as we roll the shoulders back and down, trying to place the full spread of the palms to the floor. On the next inhalation, slide the right hand away, lift and lengthen through the left, press through the fingertips of the left hand, then exhale to bring that top arm over the midline of the body. You might find that releasing that right elbow in towards the ribcage creates a little extra space here. One further inhalation to re-lengthen that upper arm, so pressing through the fingertips. Then as you exhale, engage the core, return to center. Inhale, widen, lengthen. Exhale, draw the elbow in, come over the midline of the body. Try to keep the upper arm to the outside of that top here. Inhale to lengthen, deepening the stretch in the waist and the ribcage. Then as you exhale, engage the core, come back again to center, lovely. Keep the right hand behind the right hip, bring left hand to right knee. Inhale to lift up. On the exhale, find the right side of the ribcage to gently rotate the side of the ribcage towards the back of the room. Inhale to lift and lengthen out of this position. On the exhale, draw the shoulder blades together, squeeze a little deeper into this twist. Inhale now to lift both arms overhead, returning the shoulders, your gaze to face forward. Exhale, opposite hand to opposite knee. Inhale to lift up and lengthen. Exhale, following the left side of the ribcage. Keep drawing the shoulder blades together, inhaling to lift, exhaling to squeeze a little deeper. On the next inhalation, lift both arms overhead. Keep them in a comfortable wide position. So we're pressing through the fingertips, drawing the shoulders away from the ears, lengthening and lifting the waistline. Then bring the hands together into an interlock once more. Turn the palms inside out, pressing the open palms towards the ceiling, aligning the inner ears with the upper arms. Keep rolling the shoulders back and down. Keep that core engagement. As you exhale, keep the core engaged as you slide the hands back again to heart center, turning the palms inside out, separating the hands now to rest onto the knees. Imagine all this action is coming from the core. So on the inhale, we lift the ribcage off the belly. On the exhale, draw the tummy button to the spine. Keep curving through the spine, rolling to draw the chin towards the chest. On the opposite effect, inhale to drive the sternum forward, roll the shoulders back, and slowly start to lift your gaze up. Exhale, create that curvature in the spine. We know this is a cat stretch. On the inhale, lift the sternum. Gently lift the gaze. Don't exaggerate this on the head. Exhale, one more curve through the spine. Inhale, one more lift. Opening through the heart space, shoulders back and down. And turn once more to that centered position. Let's one more time change the position of the ankles. So I'm drawing left heel in towards the ground, placing the right foot in front of the left ankle. A moment to lift and lengthen again. On the exhale, gently bringing the palms towards the floor. With every inhalation, creating more length as we lift the sternum, away from the heels. Then on the out breath, hinging forward. So notice the action here is to create a diagonal through the spine. So rather than being in a rush to get the head or the chest or the shoulders down, maintaining that diagonal line, feeling that space through the spine as we slowly start to bring the forearms towards the floor. Push down into the palms of the hands, bring the gaze to the end of the fingertips. Inhale to lift once more and walk back again towards centre. Perfect. Let's take the feet wide, coming into a wide leg. So the feet are ideally positioned wider than shoulder width apart. And we want to get into the habit of turning the toes up towards the ceiling. So notice if your ankles roll out to the side. Let's have a little bit of discipline here, engaging through the back of the thighs, inhaling and lifting out of the sit bones. Now bring your hands together. I'm going to suggest rather than an interlock, we just sort of park one hand inside the other so we're holding hands. We're going to keep the elbows nice and soft, but we want to extend the arms forward so that the arms feel outstretched away from the midline of the body. Good. Now let's start off almost as though we're stirring in place here. So we stay on the sit bones, and we're just stirring with the arms, using the elbows to draw the hands to the heart, and extending and lengthening away. Beautiful. Change direction, take those circles the opposite way. The opposite way makes me feel dizzy. Come back again to centre. We can allow the upper body to travel with the hands now. So we're reaching over the right foot, all the way to the left foot, all the way back into heart. Then we'll go the opposite direction, reaching, extending, and lengthening back. One more to each side, opening all that beautiful space. Exhaling to create space for the forward motion. Inhaling to lift and lengthen back to centre. Reposition the hands now just below the knees, the shins are fine. Inhale to lift up. As you exhale, slide the fingertips down towards the ankles. This might be enough for you. Think about where you feel the tension. Inhale to lift and lengthen. On the exhale, you may wish to slide the fingertips onto the soles of the feet, onto the toes. Use the exhale to hinge a little deeper. Bring the shoulders parallel to the floor. One more inhalation, lifting the sternum without lifting the gaze, lengthening the chest forward. Then exhaling to bring the chest parallel to the floor. Keep those shoulders relaxed. On the next inhalation, lift the shoulder, lift the sternum. On the exhalation, engage the core. Then walk with the hands back towards the midline of the body. Perfect. Bring the soles of the feet together. Allow the knees to roll out into Baddha Konasana. So you know that you can fine-tune this position to your preference, whether you draw the heels closer or whether you create a slightly broader base so that you've got your balance. Remain lifted and lengthened out of the sit bones. Take hold of the right foot. Push through that heel. So if we're overdoing it, there will be a tendency for the body to topple to the opposite side. Try to remain centred, thinking it almost as though you've got an invisible line through the top of your head, pressing the heel a little further away, and just deepening the opening to the back of the hamstring. Bring that hand back, foot back to centre, engage the core, lift and lengthen, same to the other side. So you'll remember that sometimes in this posture it helps to take the opposite arm out. It helps with balance. It can help with the discipline of keeping the shoulders down rather than lifting them to the ears. And bring that foot back again to centre. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, engage the core. Then inhale, lift, pressing the heels up. We shouldn't move terribly much from our original spot. We should still feel that we're lifted out the sit bones, pressing through the heels. And as you exhale, draw the soles of the feet together. We'll keep the hands rested on the outside of the feet. The key word here is rested, no white knuckles. Inhale to lift, exhale to ease forward into that space once more. A little correction here as you draw the shoulder blades together. Keep drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Then on the next out breath, you should find an extra ½ inch or so, just to bring the chest towards the soles of the feet. Engage the core, inhale, lift, come back again to centre. Extend the right leg. We'll keep the left foot parked to the inside of the left thigh. I said left but I meant right, so right leg forward, left foot to the inside of the thigh, lifting up and lengthening out of the sit bones. Perfect. Let's take the left hand, park it behind the left hip. Right hand on left knee, inhale, lift. As you exhale, come to an open twist here. Keep drawing the shoulder blades together, inhaling as you lift and twist a little deeper. As you exhale, release, come back to face forward, extend the opposite leg. So we're bending the right knee, allowing that knee to roll open. It might be worth checking that we keep the toes of the left foot upright. Opposite hand to opposite knee. Using that right hand behind for a little bit of balance and support. Then as you exhale, come into the twist. As you inhale a little lighter in the trunk. As you exhale a little deeper in the twist. Then on the next out breath, bring both shoulders to face forward. Beautiful. So I'm going to bring you now onto your mat. We're actually going to start off in a wide leg child's pose. So we're taking the knees wide, usually as wide as the edges of your mat, drawing the tips of the toes together. And rather than rushing all the way down, let's start gently and slowly by bringing the forearms towards the mat, touching the tips of the thumbs together. Then on the out breath, push the sit bones towards the heels. So we're just finding a little bit of tolerance, either in your thighs, around the hips. Tonight, for whatever reason, I feel a little resistance on top of the ankles, unusual. And work with the breath until you can find a point of bringing the forehead to rest on the mat. So the shoulders should feel soft and relaxed. All the length should be through the sides of the waist as we press the sit bones towards the heels. And lift, pressing into the forearms, pressing into the palms, resetting into an all fours position. Turning both toes under, keeping the elbows nice and slack. Exhaling to draw the tummy button in as you roll up through the spine, nodding the chin to the chest. I think it helps to relax onto the top of the feet as you remind yourself to take that curve the opposite way, inhaling to lift the gaze forward. So imagine that the palm of my hand is resting on the very lower part of your back. As you exhale, try to lift that base of the lower back. Try not to curve through the shoulders, tucking the chin towards the chest. Inhaling again to release that curve the opposite way, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Bring yourself back into an all fours position. Keeping those elbows slack as you take the right foot back, turn the toe under, press the heel towards the mat. So we're just finding a little bit of space through the back of the calf. Some of us need it in the back of the knee. And bring that knee back into centre. Take the opposite foot back, pressing through the heel. And bring that knee back in to centre. Another child's pose, this one with the knees rested towards one another, so the inner thighs almost touching. Pushing the sit bones towards the heels, sliding the palms forward. As you slide the palms forward, the elbows should lift. And let's find a space for the ears between the upper arms. So there's lots of space under the arms, under the armpits, at the side of the ribcage. Inhale to lift the fingertips, pressing the wrist to the mat. Pushing the sit bones towards the ears. Then replace the palms onto the mat, spreading the fingers. Inhale to lift, lift, lift back to centre. As you exhale, lower down once more onto the forearms. Walk both feet back and bring the thighs, the belly and the chest to the floor. So we're setting up for a Sphinx posture here, bringing the elbows either side of the chest, the palms either side of the head. Checking in with the position of those shoulders. We should be rolled back and down, shoulder blades drawn together. Take a moment to do a little half tilt in the hips to press the thighs to the mat, then push into the forearms. Inhale to lift the chest. As you exhale, turn and over one shoulder. As you inhale, forward. As you exhale, over the other shoulder. Then inhale again to the forward. On the exhalation, lower all the way back to the floor. So that may be enough of mobilization for your spine. If that's your preferred option, stay with the Sphinx pose, repeat that posture once more. If you would prefer, you can bring the palms either side of the chest, sorting out those elbows by drawing the elbows in towards the waistline. Remember again about that little tilt of the hips to push the thighs to the mat. Then inhale to push into the palms, lengthening the arms, keeping those shoulders nicely back and down. Then on the out breath, releasing back into that lovely long child's pose. One more time, come back up into that all fours position. From here, I'm going to ask you to bring, I'll do the left leg forward first so that you can see it better. So bring the left knee forward. As you set up, notice that I have a bend in the knee, but it's just a little bit further back from the ankle, so I've got a little bit of space to travel into. So push your foot a bit further forward if you're already at a 90-degree angle. Now, as you exhale, you're bringing the upper body over that thigh, bringing the fingertips towards the mat. So all we want to do is just take the body weight forward so that we feel that we're opening out that right hip flexor. So we're deepening that diagonal line through the front of the body. Then we're going to push all the way back. I can't really get all the way back because my hamstrings don't like it. But the intention is to create length through the back at this left leg. So we inhale, we're rocking forward, we're opening into the front of the thigh. On the exhale, we're swinging back. Now come back into the first position where that knee was just slightly further back than the 90-degree angle. Place the right palm to the floor, lift the left arm up, look up towards the fingertips of the left hand. So you're turning the belly in towards that left knee. Then replace that palm to the floor. Set yourself back into a midpoint position so that it's easy to scoop the left foot back. And do the same on the other side. So we start in sort of half lunge position. As we shift the body weight forward, we're encouraging the left hip flexor and thigh to lengthen now. So we'll find that we're coming into more of a 90-degree angle on the front knee. Then as you exhale, lengthen back. Inhale, sink forward. Exhale, lengthen back. Come back into that first position. Pressing now the left palm onto the floor, so it kind of feels as though it's directly underneath the left shoulder, turning in towards the thigh, then lifting through that right arm, looking up to the fingertips of the right arm. That's nice. And replacing that palm to the inside of the foot. Let's do inside of the foot. On the out breath, scoop the right foot back. Replace the hands underneath the shoulders, spread the fingertips, press the index finger and the mound of the thumb in towards the mat. Turn both toes under. Push the sit bones back. Lift the knees. Rock back into not a full downward facing dog, but a nice shape where we've got the weight away from the wrists, lifting the tailbone. There might be a little bit of a gap underneath the heels, so pedal through the feet, just to find that little bit of weight. Replace the heels, lift the tailbone, push the sit bones back, lining up the ears between the upper arms. And lower down again, onto the knees. Sit back onto the heels. Switch off any tension in the shoulders and the wrists by parking the wrists either side of the ankles, allowing the forehead to release forward. So forward doesn't necessarily mean that your head is on the mat. It just means that your upper body weight is released, relaxed. You might have space to just gently roll through the forehead from one side to the other, just to soften the back of the neck. Then reposition the hands under the shoulders. Inhale to lift. For now we're in a heel pose, but that's not for long. And then so that we don't get too easy-ozy, I'm going to bring you onto your feet. So let's stand up. Oh, my water's nice and cold. So position the heels hip width distance apart, insides of the feet parallel, turning the palms towards the front of the room. Inhale to squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears. As you exhale, shrug, let the shoulders go. A little more work as you inhale to lift the shoulders up, then roll the shoulders back and down. So I'm going to turn side on, you can stay as you are, as I bring the hands to an interlock behind the lower back. So the first action is simply to hinge at the hips, which means you can allow a little slack in the knees, but don't let it go fully. As you hinge forward, making a 90-degree angle, shoulders parallel to the floor. Then inhale to lift the arms up and away from the lower back. Keep drawing the shoulder blades together, pressing the sternum forward. Think about the position of the chin. Ideally, the chin and the forehead remain parallel to the floor as we keep working through that tolerance. Then, as you exhale, release the hands, reposition the hands onto the hips. You're looking down at the floor for now. If you look up too quickly, you might go dizzy. So soften the knees, keep looking down at the floor. As you unhinge, lifting the upper body, keep looking down at the floor. Then on an inhalation, lift the head up. Beautiful. Let's walk towards the front of the mat. On the next out breath, we're striking the right foot back. So as we always do in these postures, we take an extra moment to make sure that the insides of the feet are parallel. I know that I'm quite wide in the hips, so I tend to allow myself a little bit of a wider gap here. Coming onto the ball of the foot, then rolling that heel to the floor. And we want to avoid, if we can, that back foot turning out. Try to keep the inside of the foot parallel. Not very easy when you've got bunions. This front leg is soft, so try to lengthen that leg without locking the knee. Hands onto the hips as you exhale, hinge forward. Again, we're saying shoulders parallel to the floor. Beautiful. Now allow a little drift on this front knee. Soften the front knee until it comes to a 90-degree angle. Try to avoid any more. Sink the right hand onto the mat. Lift the left arm up, turn the belly in towards the thigh. And we're just recreating that twist that we did earlier. Replace the left hand to the mat. Inhale to lift the sternum forward. Walk the hands back onto the hips, engage the core. Inhale, press into the front foot and lift the chest. Step the feet together and we'll repeat the same sequence on the opposite side. So the opposite foot goes back. A moment to line up, line up, line up. The front leg, remember, probably a little slack, so iron out the knee, coming into as long a leg without locking as you can. Then as you hinge forward, try not to let one shoulder dominate. So try to keep that travel forward with the shoulders equally weighted, the hips pressing back, feeling the stretch to the back of that front leg. Now a little bit more tolerance on that front knee as you come into a 90-degree angle. Bring the fingertips towards the mat, lifting the chest. Sink the left palm onto the floor, turn the belly in towards the thigh. Lift that top arm up. You can either look down if it makes you dizzy, or look up towards the fingertips of the right hand. And replace that palm to the floor. Come again onto fingertips so that you've just got a little bit of room to lift the chest. Rather than bringing the hands back, we're going to step that back foot forward. You can have as much of a bend in the knees as you like here. Wrapping the hands around the elbows. Coming into a full forward fold. Tucking the chin under. Forearms parallel to the floor. Top of the head parallel to the floor. So actually, I can see I'm looking at most of you, and there's quite a bit that you can still do. There's quite a way you can go. So the first instruction I'm going to give you is bend your knees more, so let the knees go. Now press the forearms towards the floor. Feel that length through the side of the waist into the lower back. That's more like it. That's a stretch. And then while you're here, you can just gently walk from one side to the other. Just finding a little release through the lower back. Because I've had you forward for quite a while, I'm not going to do a rush to get back up. Reposition the hands onto the hips. Draw the shoulder blades together. Push down into the soles of the feet. Keep looking down at the toes as you unhinge the upper body. Keep looking down at the toes. And then when you're ready, lift up. Beautiful. One last set of standing lunges. So again, we're in standing position. We're striking the right foot back. We're bringing the insides of the feet parallel once more. Rather than travelling the weight forward, we're going to keep everything long and lifted. So allow that front knee to come into just less than a 90-degree angle. Check in, those of you who are like me, that the knee drifts in. Make sure that that knee is lining up over the second toe. Bring your hands to an Anjali Mudra in front of the heart. So in this posture, please take a moment to notice the way that you have oriented your hips. So we don't want the front knee to kind of over-dominate the hips and push one forward. We also don't want to be pressing the hips forward and putting strain on the lower back. So if you're feeling a little bit compressed in this posture, take the back foot further. Look at the massive gap I've got between my feet. So hands in front of the heart, tailbone ever so slightly tucked under. Inhale to lift the arms up overhead. Position the ears between the upper arms, drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Every exhalation, you're sinking a little deeper into this posture. Holding this posture, but not the breath. Then as you exhale, Bring the hands back to heart. Reposition the hands on the hips. Push into that front leg and step forward. Take the opposite foot back. So lining up again, creating that nice width, that stability. 90-degree angle almost on the front knee. Roll the knee over the second toe. Think about the hip orientation. It's the same rules as when we're in Tadasana. If your hips are facing forward, all your energy will spill out. If you are straining to keep your upper body up, then all the energy is going to flow out the back. So find that nice bowl position for the pelvis. Bring the hands in front of the heart. Take a deep breath in to lift the arms overhead. Position the ears between the upper arms. So whilst we're holding this pose, we're working with the breath, not holding the breath. One more time, just let these hip flexors open a little more. And on the out breath, hands back towards the heart. Core engaged and step the feet together. Beautiful. Okay, turn and face forward now. We did this one last week, but I love it. And I don't teach it often enough. We're going to turn the right toe away from the midline of the body. So that creates a parallel line with the edge of your mat. We're going to park that back foot much wider. Notice that that foot's like a stopper, it's parallel to the back edge of the mat. So we're soft in the knee. Again, we'll come into a bit of a 90-degree, but we'll roll that knee out over the second toe. Don't leave the knee rolling in because there's nowhere to go. Keep it nice and open. So because I'm tight here, what's happened already is that my upper body is following. Remember, we want headlights facing forward, so hips and shoulders facing forward, lovely. Extend the arms to create a straight line. Perfect. We're going to lead the upper body so that we've still got diagonal from the top of the head to the heel, over that front thigh. Then we'll swing the hands down. We're going to bring the right hand to the inside of that bent knee, and we're reaching through the fingertips of the left hand. So the slight change this time is that we're going to straighten that front leg without changing anything else. Keep rolling that left hip open, sliding the right hand down towards the inner calf, maybe to the ankle. If you can get all the way to the floor, chances are that your hips are in the wrong position. So remember, hips, shoulders facing forward, easing into that lovely open triangle. Core engagement, inhale, lift, lift, lift. Lower the hands by your side. Turn the right toe forward. Set up to do the same on the opposite side. So the left toe is now turned out. We're going to reset the headlights to face forward. Sort out naughty knees. So they can be bent, but they don't want to be rolling in. If anything, you want them to roll out. Straight line through the arms. And inhale to lengthen, so we're lifting out the middle. Exhale to do that extension. Inhale, lift the right arm. Exhale, start to straighten out that knee as we come into the triangle on the opposite side. And we're going to find it's different on side one than side two. We're working with the breath to create space, keeping the side of the ribcage open. If you get dizzy, look down at the floor rather than up at the hand. Engage the core. Inhale, lift up, up, up. Come back to centre. Perfect. Set both feet to face forward, so the toes are pointing forward, the knees are soft, hands on the hips. As you exhale, hinge. So shoulders parallel to the floor. I'm not going to go all the way. Instead, I'm going to use a little bit of a gravity trick again. So wrapping the hands around the elbows, bringing the forearms parallel to the floor. If you wish, you can tuck the chin under to take any tension from the back of the neck. But if you prefer, you can just keep looking forward if you're starting to feel a little dizzy. Again, it's within your gift to gently travel from one leg to the other. You might need to soften the knee to allow a gentle glide. And come back again to centre. Reposition the hands on top of the thighs, draw the shoulder blades together. Engage the core. As you inhale, push into the thighs, keep looking down at the floor. Come all the way back up to a standing position. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears. As you exhale, shrug, let them go. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up. As you exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale, big energy burst. Exhale, jump the feet together. Beautiful. So I'm going to ask you 2 questions. You get to vote once. So I'll say them both and then we'll go back and do the votes. So on a thumbs up, would you rather leave energized or relaxed? So all for energized. 3 for energized. Oh no, it's going to be a tie. That means I need to decide. Okay, we'll do a bit of both. Right, feet hip width apart then. We'll do the energized bit first and then we'll relax you. So from here, nice and soft in the knees. We've been saying this all night tonight. Nice and soft. Just start moving. Just start moving through the body. Just move the hips. Draw a little figure of 8. Get really saggy with it. Super. Bring the arms into it. Nice. Now come back to centre. I want you to keep all that kind of softness in your body, all that weight in your body, as if we're going to do street dancing. That would really energise us. And then also, so you're scooping up the energy, I want you to bring the energy up, and then I want you to push it all down. So breathe in the energy up, push out the energy on the out breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, lift up, press through the fingertips. Make that lovely long Y shape. Step the feet closer together. Take the left wrist with the right hand, lift and lengthen as you exhale. Ease over, lift from the waist, open into the side of the rib cage. Inhale, lift, come back to centre, opposite hand to opposite wrist. Lifting and lengthening, exhaling, coming over the midline of the body. Oh, that feels good. Then inhale, back to centre. Relax your arms down by your side, and then choose your final Shavasana position. So your choice if you want to dim the lights. There's plenty warm here. But you might want to turn the heat up, put your socks on, a blanket on, whatever is comfortable for you. So for those of you who preferred to be energised, you might want to stay in a seated position for your Shavasana. If you've got stuff to do, if you can allow your brain to switch off from the monkey chatter and your body to just fully release through relaxation, and bring yourself to that full Shavasana position. So as we started our session, I would encourage you to take a moment to work with the breath, to scan through the body from head to toe. And to just check in, tune in to any parts of the body where you know you're holding a little bit of tension. Try sending the breath to that part of the body. And as you exhale, feel as though you're breathing that tension away, loosening, and releasing. As you bring your focus to the breath, feel the breath become deeper. Feel the quality of your breath change. Inhaling to send positive energy all the way to the furthest parts of your body. It's almost as though you can breathe all the way down to the soles of your feet. So you can breathe positive energy into the palms of the hands. Spending a few moments here to recharge the body, to fill the body with positive energy. As we start to feel that gorgeous golden protective layer around us once more, bring your focus within you. Allow your breath to continue, inhaling deeply, exhaling fully. As you start to explore that space behind your heart, space in the centre, feeling the expansion with every breath in, and with every breath out, feel the heart get broader, wider, expanding even further into the space that surrounds you. So we're inhaling to start that reaction, and as you exhale, opening that space, sending all that positive energy out from our heart centre into the universe. Inhaling deeply, exhaling fully. Now you may wish to spend a minute here to thank your spirit animal, your spirit guide, for holding you during our practice this evening. Imagine that positive energy that you're radiating from your heart space being transmitted to them as a gift of thanks. Perhaps you can recall someone who has shown you a kindness today, this week. Visualize that powerful heart centre transmitting your gratitude. And finally, don't forget yourself. Hold yourself in this space and give yourself thanks, gratitude for creating space for self-care. One further deep breath in through the nose. Release with an audible sigh. Become aware again of your space within this room. Gently wiggle fingers and toes. And whether you're seated or laid in Shavasana, take a moment to once more hold yourself in a loving embrace. Thank yourself for a beautiful, strong body and everything that you can do. To the next exhalation, soften the fingertips, relax the eyes. Take a moment to blink the eyes open. If you're laying down, roll to one side and return to a comfortable seated position. hands to my hand and touch to the head for kind thoughts, to the lips for kind words, and to the heart for kind intentions. The lie to me honours the lie to you. Namaste. Beautiful. I will stop the recording first. It's always good admin, good practice.